WWE makes a major Rhea Ripley announcement after her Women's World Championship victory last week. Rhea Ripley won back her Women's World Championship on WWE RAW's Netflix debut, defeating Liv Morgan to seemingly end their feud. Following the win, the company made a major announcement regarding Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley were involved in a lengthy feud that appears to have come to an end after the latter's victory last week. The Eradicator also got her revenge on Dominik Mysterio as she delivered a low blow to the male star and took him out with a Riptide after he tried to make amends with her. With a new rivalry on the cards, WWE has announced that Mami will be present on Raw this week. We are likely to get a clearer picture of what's next for the newly crowned champion on tonight's show, possible reason behind Rhea Ripley's win on WWE RAW. Rhea Ripley managed to win back the title she never lost on Raw's Netflix debut episode. While many fans were outraged by the company's treatment of Liv Morgan, WrestleVotes explained the possible reason behind the creative team's decision, noting that they probably wanted to keep Mami in a title match at WrestleMania 41. It becomes a numbers thing as we get closer to WrestleMania. 2 world title matches for the women equals probably 4 participants. They wanted Rhea Ripley, obviously, to be one of those. I think probably Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair are going to be 2 and 3. And I just don't think they had a spot for Liv Morgan there. So they decided to take the title away from her. WWE teased a match between Ripley and Io Sky a few weeks back, and there is a chance that the two could collide at the Showcase of Immortals this year. Many expect the Genius of the Sky to win the upcoming Women's Royal Rumble match to set up a WrestleMania encounter. We could also see the return of Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch, as both women are reportedly close to making their comeback. It has previously been reported that the Man and Mami are slated to feud, and the former could return on the red brand tonight to set up the same. Rhea Ripley shares one-word reaction to picture with Jey Uso ahead of WWE RAW. Rhea Ripley shared a one-word reaction to a picture of herself and Jey Uso ahead of tonight's episode of WWE RAW. Tonight's edition of the Red Brand will air live from the SAP Center in San Jose, California. The Eradicator and Jey Uso teased a storyline romance on WWE television last year. Ahead of tonight's show, Ripley took to social media to react to a picture of herself and main event Jey. The company shared backstage photos from last week's episode of Raw, and Ripley reacted with the former Intercontinental Champion's signature catchphrase. Ripley captured the Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan last Monday night on WWE RAW. She also hit Dominik Mysterio with a low blow after the match, before celebrating with The Undertaker on the entrance ramp. In her last reign, Ripley held the Women's World Championship for 380 days, but had to relinquish the title following WrestleMania XL due to injury. Former WWE writer believes Rhea Ripley should have lost last week on Raw. Wrestling veteran Vince Russo recently shared his thoughts on the Women's World Championship match last week on Raw and claimed that the wrong star won. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw podcast, Russo stated that Rhea Ripley was very popular and did not need to be the champion. The legend added that he would have kept the title on Liv Morgan and didn't understand why the company decided to have her lose the belt. I think Rhea Ripley is as popular as they think. That's why she didn't need the belt. Rhea Ripley does not need the belt. I would have kept that belt on Liv without a shadow of a doubt. I don't see any reason why they should have taken that belt off of her with the heat she's been getting, he said. The rivalry between Ripley and Morgan has become extremely personal over the past few months. It will be fascinating to see which WWE superstar will be next in line to challenge Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. 3 things Rhea Ripley could do on WWE RAW after winning the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley reclaimed the title she never lost and dominated Liv Morgan on the Raw premiere on Netflix on January 6th. She beat Morgan to become the new Women's World Champion. The Eradicator will show up on the red brand this week to celebrate her victory. We take a look at 3 things she could do on Raw after becoming the Women's World Champion. The rivalry between the 2 megastars lasted 9 months. It started on the Raw after WrestleMania in April and ended on the Raw premiere on Netflix. During that time, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan fought 3 times and confronted each other multiple times on Raw. Thus, Rhea could show up on the red brand and address her feud with Liv, reflecting on what happened over the past 9 months. However, WWE Creative could give Morgan another title opportunity. Liv could interrupt Ripley's segment and challenge her to a rematch at the Royal Rumble on February 1, that with Raw moving to Netflix, WWE Creative could regularly have the major titles on the line. With her feud with Liv Morgan now over, Rhea Ripley is ready for her next storyline, and she could put her title on the line by issuing an open challenge. Who will answer it is unclear, but female stars like Io Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, and even the women's tag team champion Bianca Belair could step up and have a title match against the Eradicator. Ripley has unfinished business with Belair and Rodriguez and has already teased a feud with the former leader of Damage Control. Number 1. Becky Lynch could return and reignite her rivalry with Rhea Ripley. This week, though, the former Women's World Champion should be back to the Red brand. The expectation is that she will re-enter the title picture and come after Rhea Ripley, reigniting her feud with the new Women's World Champion. Becky and Rhea headlined the road to WrestleMania last year, with Lynch earning her ticket to Mania and getting a title match against Ripley. At the grandest stage of them all, the Eradicator stood tall and retained her title before starting her rivalry with Liv Morgan the next night. Now, Becky Lynch could interrupt Rhea Ripley's promo and confront her, reigniting their rivalry and opening the way for a title match at the Royal Rumble on February 1st. Adam Pearce to announce 35-year-old star's arrival to WWE RAW. Rhea Ripley's future in doubt? Exploring potential surprise. Rhea Ripley is back on the top of the WWE RAW roster after winning the Women's World Championship. However, her future on the brand may be up in the air after Adam Pearce may have added a new superstar to the brand. Last week's WWE RAW episode was the talk of the town. It was the brand's Netflix premiere and featured major appearances like The Rock, The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and more. It also had several high-profile matches, including Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship, which the Eradicator won. However, another notable segment in the show was Adam Pearce talking with Bayley backstage, who might have been there to request a transfer. As many may know, Bayley was assigned to SmackDown during this year's draft. However, she hasn't found much success on the Friday show after losing the Women's Championship to Nia Jax and failing to regain it. The role model is scheduled to appear on tonight's episode, and she may be looking to change brands so she can have a fresh start back in the title picture. Still, she has one more job.